there, Lynx here, and that's right, today we are sitting to Sakura Gym Girls. I'm finished recording Entropy 02. I also gave you Sakura Hime free. We are going to this. We played the prologue some time ago. Time to get to the full game as well. Looking forward to it. Actually worked out before it, so I'm a little woken up somehow. Yeah. Let's get to it, shall we? Sakura Gym Girls. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Thank you very much for the patronage, mom. Please come again. We are working in the library. Nice. My customer, an elderly woman with white hair and a hunched back, thanks me and takes her books from the counter. Then, after saying goodbye in a reedy voice, she shuffles out of the store. The bell over the door dings in her absence, and once again the store fills with silence. I honestly don't remember the last time I entered a store that would have a door hanging above it. And, you know, as he said, it would ding. It's been a while. I lean back in my chair and sigh, my arms folded. It's almost lunchtime, and that elderly woman who came in to buy a few murder mysteries, because what else would she buy, right? As expected of an old lady, is the second customer I've had all day. Ooh. Library. Sadly enough, that might be the case. Unfortunately, well, the digital definitely took over a lot of people. In my case, no, I absolutely hate reading from a screen. Anyway, I hardly dare to check the contents of the old-fashioned till. I know it will only depress me. I've been running this bookstore for almost 3 years now, ever since my grandfather passed away. Then again, you should try advertising it, also maybe getting it organized properly instead of keeping the books on the floor. It looks like it's not organized well, basically. Anywho, this store used to belong to him. It was his pride and joy, and he invested a huge amount of time and money into it. For 50 years. Nice. My grandfather worked here. It was his business, so I kind of get it. I don't get how people are able to commit to be employed by one and the same work. Unless the pay would be like ridiculously good. Okay. Otherwise, why? He sat behind the... I mean, at least in Poland. I don't know, there is that weird thing about at least older generations, I would say. They love to keep to one work. The longest I've been at one place was 3 years. Anyway, he sat, that grandfather of mine, behind the very counter I'm sitting right now. He used this very till to store crumpled notes and loose coins, and when he greeted or bade goodbye to his customers, they would enter and exit through the door. The store hasn't changed a single bit during the last 50 years, even after I took it over. Maybe that's also the problem, right? I've been wondering for a while whether I shouldn't try to modernize this place to better suit the needs of customers in the 21st century, but I can't bring myself to do that. Dude, why not? Come on, man, you have to. Sure, this store might be a relic of the past, and maybe doesn't get that many customers, but changing things up would feel like a betrayal of my grandfather. I wouldn't say so. He loved the store just the way it was, and when I used to come here as a little kid, I loved it too. By the way, did I mispronounce titles? Are we playing Sakura Library or something? I still do. I don't want to change it, but I'm starting to worry that this might be an inevitability. This isn't good. If things keep going like this, then... Shouhei! Who are you? Asa, my most trusted and only employee. Wait, at least you're able to pay someone, that's nice. Calls out to me, her expression quizzical. She was busy sorting out the shelves this last half an hour, but... are we sure about that? But I guess she must have finished with this laborious, uninteresting task, else she wouldn't be striking up a conversation. Sorting out the shelves. Are you sure about that? By sorting out, you mean putting the books on the floor? Anyway. Are you alright? I'm fine, Don't worry about me. Actually, she seems like that, like, sport... tomboyish voice, right? Are you sure? I'm sure. I'm alright, at least for the moment. I've been able to keep the store going these last few years. Somehow or rather, or another, but... Well, okay. Since it's lunchtime, do you want to go on a break? You look like you could use some rest. I can look after the store for you while you're gone. Is that alright? Of course! I had a big breakfast this morning, so I'm not very hungry. I can keep going for hours and hours. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I won't ask you to defer your lunch break for hours, of course, but I'll gladly go to lunch early. Yeah, you do that. Don't work yourself too hard. Chance would be a fine thing, given how dead the store is most of the time. And don't get down on yourself either. Oh, Asa must have read my mind because she's looking rather serious. The store will be safe hands with me. You've got nothing to worry about. I'm not so sure about that last part, but... Thanks, Asa. You really are reliable. I have no idea what I'd do without you. Now, the night sky, this is definitely reused across Sakura games. The day trickles by, and eventually Asa and I shut up the store. Shut up. I would say close down makes more sense. Shut up? With the lights turned off and the shutters drawn, the pair of us then head to a nearby izakaya. It's one of my favorite places to go to unwind, most because of how cheap its beer and snacks are. Naturally, since Asa is my most valued and only employee, I offer to foot her bill on the occasions we come here. I think it deserves a treat every once in a while. Most valued, I mean, didn't you say she's the only one? Given how hard she works. Sometimes think I'd like to take Asa out to a fancier joint, so I can properly show my appreciation for her. It sounds like you have a crush on her, but Asa seems fond enough of it here, small and smoky, for it is. Asa's rather shy and she doesn't like drawing too much attention to herself. When we come here, she usually takes table in the corner, away from the eyes of the other patrons. I think she'd feel too awkward to go a genuinely swanky restaurant. Besides, I don't think Asa has any clothes that really suit a French or Italian sit-down joint. Actually, same for me. I've worked with her for almost 3 years and I've never seen her wear anything other than shirts and jeans. There's nothing wrong about that, by the way. I don't know if she owns any skirts, much less an evening dress. I can't really picture her dressed up like that. I don't think it would suit her. Why not? I think it would actually. That's the thing. I think she looks plenty nice the way she is already. I agree with that. She's cute. That's my opinion at least, but... Hey Shouhei, that's a nice looking place, by the way. I know this might be sudden, but there's something I want to ask you. I really want to know your opinion about something, as a man, and please promise you'll be honest with me. Don't feel obliged to lie to spare my feelings, I can take it. Huh? Alson looks pretty agitated about something. She's barely touched her beer, and she's not had a single chicken skewer for I know how much she likes them. Now that I think about it, Alson's been acting a little oddly all day. She's always been on the quiet side, but she was even quieter than usual back at work, and she stumbled over her own feet while stocking the shelves. I wonder what's going on. Is something the matter? Could it be that you want to confess your feelings for me or something? That would be my guess, basically. What do you guys think? And not guys. You could say that, I suppose. It's been playing on my mind for a while, but... Well... You know my older sister got married last weekend, don't you? No, I don't. Of course, I remember you telling me about it. Asa's older sister, Chisato, is 6 years as a senior. I've not met her before, but Asa's described her to me, and she sounds like a successful businesswoman, sensible and mature. She met her now husband back at university, and after dating for almost 8 years, they finally tied the knot. I mean, to be fair, good approach. You don't need to rush that. Asa seemed happy now for her sister, but also a bit despondent. She didn't tell me, in so many words, what was bothering her, but I have no to wonder whether she started to worry about her own love life. Asa's only 24. I think she's still too young to fuss about finding the one, but I know women can be touchy about this sort of thing. I'm certain that's where this conversation is heading, but I don't prompt Asa. I try to let her get there in her own time. Yeah, well, Chisato had a Western-style wedding. It was very grand. She wore a big white dress with veil, and she looked beautiful. Everybody thought so. I was her bridesmaid. I had to wear this pastel dress Chisato had picked out for me. It wasn't as fancy as Chisato's dress, of course, but I wasn't the star of the show. It was a bit embarrassing for having all these eyes on me. Asa shivers. The wedding took place in a huge venue, and Chisato invited so many guests. I had no idea she had so many friends. It made me feel a bit inadequate. I can't imagine when I get married. If I get married, I'll have half as many people showing up to celebrate. Who would I ask to come now that I think about it? Well, whatever. Never gonna happen. It was so noisy, I could hardly hear myself think. Probably. Who knows? But that isn't the part that's really bothering me. No? Asa shakes her head. My grandma took me to one side when the ceremony was over. She asked me, well, you know what grandparents can be like. Yeah, I know. Well, mine don't ask me anymore. They're like, the daughter of our neighbor came for Christmas to our neighbors, right? Oh, they have this kid already 3 years old. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Such a nice kid. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do here. You have no power here. My own grandparents are pretty chill, actually. The ones who are still alive, at least on my mother's side. Oh, that's same. Dude, the MC is the same as me. At least when it comes to, you know, the grandparents part. Being alive on mother's side. But maybe that's because I'm guy. There is less pressure on me, I guess, to hurry up and get married. I don't know about that. I imagine that is what she was nagging you about. You would imagine correctly. Well, that wasn't hard. Asa's talked to me about her grandmother before, and she sounds like a nagging old harridan, a regular harpy. I'm sorry for saying that, girl. She could start my hair, like she really does, for she couldn't comment on my clothes, not when I was wearing that dress. She said I looked nicer than usual, at least, but that was all thanks to Chisato's keen eye when it comes to fashion. Ouch! Talk about a backhanded compliment. I don't think she meant to compliment me at all. She never does. She always finds something to scold me for. I'm already 24, but she treats me like a little girl. She asked me when I was going to follow Chisato's footsteps and get married. Wait a second. Chottomate. Okay, you are 24, right? Chisato is 6 years older, so she's 30 when she got married. You have... that grandmother. Jesus. Not to mention, literally at the day of the wedding. Ridiculous. Yeah, Grandma, I'm gonna get married in actually right after them. You have to wait like an hour. Anyway, but then she said I need a boyfriend for that first, and I not made much progress there. It doesn't make me feel very good about myself. Asa sighs. And then to make matters worse, she said I'd never be able to get a boyfriend by the way I am now. Not when I've let myself go so much. What do you mean? What did she mean by that? She meant that I gained weight. Thick thighs, nice. Waist seems slender. The only place where the wave might have gone is the chest area. No complaints here. Don't listen to your grandma, okay? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She told me I was getting chubby and no man would ever fall in love with me, not unless he had some kind of fetish. For a girl that is filled in chest area with men's dreams? Yes. And you are not chubby, come on. Oh, I exhale in sympathy with my employee, who now looks so distraught I'm afraid she might start sobbing. Asa has a complex about her appearance already. What with how short she is. She's short? What? She can't be short, come on. I mean, probably shorter than me, but you know. She doesn't need to start worrying about her weight too. That was a horrible thing for your grandmother to say. You shouldn't listen to her. Shouldn't I? Now what should I say in response to that? Well, let's save the game just in case I say something stupid. Maybe your grandmother has one point, but... No, she doesn't. Dude, look at her. Come on. She's not fat. She has thick thighs, that's for sure, but... Other than that, come on. You can see that her waist is slender here. Nothing to complain about. I think you look fine the way you are, girl. No, you don't look even a little bit fat. I think she was just saying that to get under her skin. Maybe, but... Well... I did wave myself after I got back from the wedding, and the numbers... The numbers, Mason, what do they say? Asa blushes. I don't want to go into specifics, but I'm heavier than I thought. I think I really have to put on weight. I was trying not to think about it, but it's been bugging me so much I've started to think I should do something about it. And by something you mean? I should probably go on a diet for a start. I've been eating too much lately, mostly because of you. Because of me? Yes, you! You keep making lunch for me, which I appreciate, but your portion sizes are too big. You always make too much rice and prepare too many sides, and the worst thing is, I can't stop eating it. Your food is simply too delicious. Your cooking is even better than my mother's. You know what? I start to think this is the events before Sakura Gym Girls prologue, which is weird. It's very weird. What? Anyway. You're chicken. You fattened me up over the years with all your delicious ginger chicken. So that's the problem, is it? I thought I was being constant cooking for us, but I guess she's right. I think I do overestimate her appetite. I need to eat less of your cooking if I'm ever going to shed these excess pounds, and I need to think about my exercise regimen too. You have an exercise regimen? Beyond walking to and from work and holding box of books around? To be fair, that's already a good exercise. Dude, I worked retail for 3 years like that. I don't understand how you can get overweight there. It's crazy. I mean, I was also in the sports store, right? But with the amount of walking there, I honestly don't know how someone could get overweight. They would need to literally eat hot garbage. Anywho. Asak shakes her head. No, I don't. That's why I need to start one. If I don't, I'll keep gaining weight, and then I'll only prove my grandmother right. I don't really care about getting a partner, but I don't want her laughing at me. If I had a waistline like Kitty Karen, whoever that is. I'm sure she'd stop teasing me. Who's Kitty Karen? Some kind of model? I guess you could say that, yeah. She's a social media star. I've been following her Rapid Pound account for a while. Oh my god. Sakura Sakura's reference. She dresses up in a lot of cute outfits and she takes photos just like this. Asa holds her phone up for inspection and I lean in to check it out. Mysterious influencer achievement unlocked. Okay, let's continue. On the screen is a woman in what appears, like Asa said, to be very cute outfit indeed. So much so it's actually a bit noisy. Yeah, I agree, a little bit. Too much pink. But she cute. The woman in the photography, Kitty Karen, I guess, has long pale hair tied back into bunches, which is studded with a variety of cute clips. White hair for, that's my weakness. She's wearing a long-sleeved sailor shirt, which is coupled with a pink high-waist skirt, which swooshes about her thighs. Does it? Yes, it does. A pair of pink glasses are... I don't know if that's pink, actually. The glasses might actually be kind of red. But I will not argue about colors. I don't recognize them properly. And by that I mean, you know, I see this as red, even though maybe it's actually pink. But also whatever. And in one hand she's clasping a rainbow lollipop. That's right, a rainbow lollipop. Because why not? Kitty Karen's tongue pokes playfully out her mouth to lap at the lollipops she's clutching, almost like a microphone. So what do you think? Isn't she cute? I'm gonna be completely honest. She is not my type. I mean, influencers in general are not my type, so you know. But whatever. Let's say the second one. Whatever. She's kinda cute, yes, but not my type. She's pretty cute, yeah. I can definitely see the appeal. I bet she took a long time to put her outfit together. She's wearing so much stuff in her hair. I know, right? Kitty Karen's looks are always incredibly coordinated. I can tell she takes her appearance seriously. Does she, for? It's so brave of her to dress up like this on the regular. Her outfits are really attention-grabbing. I love her clothes, but I'd be too shy to dress up like her. I frown. You don't want to dress like that too, do you, Asa? I can think less as like than Kitty Karen's ostentatious attire. Like I've said, Asa doesn't really do girly. She never wears dresses apart from, I guess, at the important family events like weddings. That was my impression of Asa, at least, but maybe she has hidden depths. Rather than refuting my query, she instead blushes and looks down at the table. It would be bad, I guess, to dress up like this every once in a while. I don't think I could pull it off. My face is too plain, and I don't have the figure for it. If I tried, everybody would laugh at me. I don't need to give my grandmother even more ammunition to use against me. Asa sighs, then sets her phone down. Well, whatever, I don't think I'll ever be able to work up the courage to dress in such a flashy way. I don't want people staring at me. I'd like it if my figure could look a bit like Kitty Karen's, for she's very slender. I bet her grandmother never laughs at her. Well, I wonder about that. I wouldn't be surprised Kitty Karen's clothes court a few laughs. What with how over the top they are, especially given those cat ears. I can understand what purpose they serve, if any. They seem completely extraneous, and I'm not sure if they really go with her outfit either. I decided to keep my thoughts to myself, however. Asa is obviously a big Kitty Karen fan, and I don't want to hurt her feelings. I've no idea what Kitty Karen's family might think about her, but I know that what I think about you, at least. I think you are plenty attractive, regardless of what you or your grandmother might think.
Do you think that?
I do. Yeah, I'm not just saying it either. You know, I'm not the sort of guy who sugarcoats things. It's true. In my eyes, at least, you're just fine. But I offer us a small smile. If you're unhappy with yourself, it's fine if you want to work on your body. Diet is incorrect if you don't do it excessively, and I've heard exercise can be good for your health. If you're serious about this, then I'll back you up. You have my full support. Just don't feel obliged to change your habits because of those things your grandmother said. You don't owe her anything.
Well, I know that, and don't worry. I don't want to change because of her. I was thinking about my weight because she pointed out, but after doing some research, I think I'd like to get into healthier habits. I'm not doing this for my grandmother. I want to do it for me.
Well, good. That's all that matters then. I'll be cheering you from the sidelines. In fact, maybe I can try and unearth some old fitness books from the storeroom. I'm sure we have plenty of them. They might be a bit outdated though.
I don't think they are. You know what? Those... Would they go out of date for? I doubt.
Aside from the fact that you might not have, you know, the info about the newest gadgets there, but still.
Thank you, Shouhei. That's very kind of you.
Don't mention it. It's the least I can do. Really. Asa looks a little happier now as she seizes hold of her mug of beer, then begins to drink. Well, maybe she shouldn't do that, if she wants to lose weight. Beer out of the diet. I'm kinda glad I don't really like alcohol. Beer in particular isn't... Like wine is okay. And some other stuff, but beer, I find beer's not good. So at least I'm not afraid of, for some reason, gaining a beer belly. Anyway, once she's consumed about half of it, she sets the glass down and looks at me and you.
That's not everything, Fa. I actually have one more question.
Which is? Is she going to ask me to go out with her?
I was wondering if I should take up jogging. I've heard that's a good way to stay in shape and it should help me lose some weight.
Yes, it is a good way. This is the Lynx's way, that's true. It definitely can drop your weight. Connecting it with sort of a good diet. Yes. However, to start burning, you need like 40 minutes of running at least, right? Anyway.
I've never actually been jogging before, and the thought of going alone is a bit embarrassing.
How in the world? You've, at least in school, you have to have been jogging.
I don't really like drawing attention to myself, but...
Asa's voice says all, but I think I can see where this is going already. I've known Asa long enough. It is for me to divine what she's really wrangling for. Do you want me to go jogging with you?
Yes, that's what I was hoping for. But would that be too much of a pain? I don't want to burden you.
Asa. I click my tongue. I don't know where you got that silly idea, but you're not a burden.
Are you sure?
I'm sure you are a wonderful employee. Why would you say it like that? And I've never had cause to complain about your conduct. You've been nothing but polite and helpful over the years, and I owe you a lot. If you want to ask a favor from me, you are more than welcome. I don't mind at all. I like it, in fact, when you rely on me. Hey. And to answer your question, no, I wouldn't mind going jogging with you.
You wouldn't?
I not. Well, I actually run alone myself. So. I actually went through a bit of fitness kick myself back in university. I went to the gym for a few months. and was pretty refreshing, so I wound up dropping it. Wait, are we after university? Wait, where's your girlfriend then? What? Largely because my partner in time, Ranko, who talked me into going to the gym in the first place, wound up dropping me. What? How could she? But I don't say that. I'd rather not talk about Ranko right now. I was thinking I should start taking my health more seriously again. I need to take better care of myself, and it'd be nice if we had a shared interest outside work anyway.
I was thinking that too. We've known one another for a long time, but we hardly ever talk to one another when we're not in the store.
Wait, that would probably mean we would go to a different gym, right? That would probably mean we cannot run into that Makima giving vibes girl. Damn it! Is she not in this game? Are you telling me that the Makima-like girl is replaced by influencer? No! That's ridiculous. Anyway.
I was thinking that too. We've known one another for a long time, but we hardly ever talk to one another when we're not in the store.
Wow.
I would like to become better friends with you. If that doesn't sound too forward.
Or more. It's a bit forward here, but I really don't mind. I consider you less of an employee at the moment anyway, and more as a friend. Now, since there's no time to like the present, why don't you meet up at my house tomorrow morning? It's the weekend, so the store will be closed. Shouldn't it be open? Wouldn't it be better on the weekend to open up? I would say it would. Whatever. We can stay out for as long as we want.
Right.
Asa nods, her eyes alight with newfound determination.
Thank you so much for listening to me, Shouhei. You really are an amazing boss and an amazing friend too. With you by my side, I'm sure I'll be able to do my best.
Well. Okay. A little more. Gee, what a day. Actually, you know what, dude? Whoop. You are living better than in Prologue now. You have a lot of books as well. Nice. That's, by the way, an old school way, by the way, of a cabinet. I had something similar in the old house, I guess. Except, well, I had like a big wardrobe for clothes on one side and on the other. There was like the desk like in here. There were actually, yeah, there were drawers on the right side as well. And it was still the old way, so I had the old huge monitors that would take like half the desk. And at the top I had, I don't remember if it was shelves or not shelves like over here. But whatever. At some point though, I would like be like, you know what, fuck it. There's not enough space for all that stuff on the desk basically. I brought, I would bring the table from the kitchen, right? And I would put it like with the drawer aligned. And basically create like an L desk, kind of. Anyway. Gee, what a day. I lay in bed later that night, curled up beneath my sheets, and stare aimlessly at the ceiling. It's pretty late, for me at least. The clock on my bedside table says it's 23, which is probably early for others. It's very early. I bet university students across the country would scoff at me, but I need to get my beauty rest. I'm not a student, and I think it's very early. I would like to be able to go to bed like that. 6 days out of 7, I need to wake up early at around 6. Oh my god, that would be the death of me. So I can wash and dress, eat breakfast, then open up the bookstore. To be fair, what's the point of opening so early at the bookstore, right? There will be no one, of course, from 6 until, I don't know, like 16. I would say. At least when I'm talking about Poland, it would be like that. I feel like it would make the most sense to open at 16, right? And let's say go until midnight. Do it 8 hours like this. I think that's the best way. I mean, let's face it, majority of people work, as I said, like 6, let's say to around 16. Normally it's like 8 to 16 in Poland, right? But if they start at 6, it will be 14, right? Anyway, my store doesn't get all that many customers, it's true, but I make a habit of bringing it at 7 on the dot, just like my grandpa did when he was alive. I can afford to yawn at my customers while sitting behind the counter. It wouldn't seem professional. I bet if my friends from university could see me now, they'd bemoan how sensible I've gotten in my old age, but then again, I've never been much of a party person. Same actually. I like being on my own, for the most part, not that I'm completely isolated. Same. I have Asa. I see her pretty often since we work together, but I'm looking forward to going jogging with her. I think it'll be fun. I haven't pushed myself like this since I was dating Ranko. I just hope everything will work out alright. I yawn, then turn over in my bed. My covers rumple about my body. My eyes fall shut, and as they do, I begin to wonder, what exactly will tomorrow bring? Right now, it's still a mystery. That's right, it's still a mystery, and it will be until the next episode. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking it, of course. You can tell me yourself, what do you guys think? What exactly will tomorrow's episode bring? Right? You can tell me. What do you think will happen? Will the run go alright or not? Will there be some surprising events and so on? And subscribe if you haven't already. We'll of course play Sakura Gym Girls. We'll get all the endings as per usual in Sakura games. And of course afterwards we'll move to something else. For now, let's end it. Oh yeah, there's also Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram in the description if you're into that stuff, so you can follow me there. Yes. And the game, link to the game as well. It's on Steam. That's it for today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you tomorrow. Go work out as well. I will. And that's it. Bye bye.